Oh, Bree beat Frankie this time. And Boots. You're winning today. I am not winning today. So I had an idea for the Cozy Reading Nook challenge for Architects of Azeroth. And I was like, I will put this on the PTR. And then today I was like, ugh, I need some stuff, and like I'm missing half my collection, and some of the stuff I wanted, like an artificial sun, is crafted. So then I had to copy over my crafter with that. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna need all the account data. And of course, when you copy your account data, it resets all your houses to what you have on prod. So, yep. Which is not a big deal, actually. I'm gonna build it on prod so that I have all of my stuff, because it'll make that build a lot easier. Um, so yeah. The Thankfully, like I had not gotten very far, just kind of the general shape of the thing. I wasn't even sure like what size room I wanted to put it in, so we'll recreate some of that today. But first, it's reset day. So we're gonna take a look at what's in the old vault and what our uh, weeklies are here. Um, the So I don't know why I had forgotten, but I remembered when I was thinking about the Cozy Reading Nook that I had that inspo picture of the like that little banquette nook in the library. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Ooh, look at you. Did it work? Did it help like get things in the right place for you? Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I was surprised that Alestra shared that as like a tip because I I didn't think it was like uncommon knowledge. It was just like a thing you do. Like even when I'm like moving furniture in my actual real house. Oh, right. I was back here looking at the chess set that's now available on the promotional vendor. Which was the other thing I could not get on the PTR. No promotional vendor items, so no Zillow rug. And I needed the Zillow rug, like bad. I'd used the like hearth rug as like a stand-in, but then I had to match all my dyes to the back of that rug, which is a really sad brown color. So yeah. Also, I have an idea for a thing because they also don't have shop items on the PTR.
May victory be
And I
ours.
think I might need one or two of those to do what I want to do. Oh, let's see. What are we going to do this week? I know I need Ray, and I know for sure I'll be doing World Quest. Let's do World Quest. That'll get done along the way. What's our weekly
For
pet battle?
Dalaran, all that I worked for,
Yeah, no.
gone.
I love pet battles, but not the PvP version. Um, Also, I found out the guy whose real life name is Johnny Cash, uh, And apparently he's the guy that like came up with battle pets. He came back to Blizzard. So maybe he'll save battle pets for us. Yes. Yes, blocking is hard to do when you don't know what you want to do. Yep. Which was another tip that Alestra gave that I fully endorse, which is have some kind of reference material, whether it's screenshots or magazine pictures or whatever.
Honoria Shola.
What am I doing? I'm not
Treat my
doing that. I'm
wares
doing the
with
vault.
care.
I got all caught up in Johnny Cash coming back. But yeah, the number of people making jokes about the musician. Let's see here. We have some hero oh, actually, I have champion on, so that's an upgrade. We have hero level there, which is the same. And yeah, same. Same. So we're gonna go with this. Right? Because we have on equip champion, and that is hero. I always have to like make sure I'm reading that right, because sometimes I feel like they show up backward, and then I pick something that was actually like the exact same, just not upgraded. But this is an actual upgrade. Go from champion to hero. Also, I realized I did not do any of the tier 5 ritual sites on Ard last week, so yeah. Oh, we're doing postal routes this week. All right. Gonna go upgrade these booties. Also, caps off crusts this week, which is good and bad, because I liked getting the extra marl. But here we are. Excellent. All right, there's one vault down. Whoa, that is a transmog there. I should have looked closer at that. I love a big man in a skirt. Also, I I have a strategy. I have put how many? 5 characters in Zereth Mortis, all on different realms, and one in war mode and one in PvE, camping for Dune dominance. So I'm gonna try my damnedest to get that stupid last one that I need. Bree and I are chatting right now. I don't know. I do not track that, my good sir. Also, I see he logged on to BNet, so he's probably going to play Hearthstone today. He's been playing, what is it? Hang on, I'll tell you. Oh, also, okay, so he wants to get a Steam machine from Valve, right? And so I've told him, I'm like, I've been drooling over Steam decks for years. Ever since my friend Ryan got one pre-pandemic. He got like the first one and I was so jealous. Um, but he was like, let's do a family on Steam. So like we share all the games. So he saw all of the games I've been hoarding and was very surprised. But I have some good ones in there. So he's playing Blade Runner 2077 or has been lately. So yeah, he's That's what he's been doing. So I'm assuming because he logged into BattleNet that he's going to be on Hearthstone today. I think they just had like a new release, new deck release, or a new expansion or something.
Greetings. We must not falter.
Also, I told Bree this yesterday, but I learned that in Decor Duel, one of my
The
favorite
sun
spots.
labors.
Oh wait, there was a
Defend
delve
what
call in there.
remains.
See, look at me. I didn't even
May we next meet?
catch that on Ard. So in Decor Duel, right? One of my favorite spots was like when you go up the ramp and off over it, like straight out from you is a pillar with bushes around it, or not a pillar, a statue. And people used to hide in there. Oh, apparently I didn't do enough on her last week to get a vault reward. Rude. It did the twisty thing. Usually that means it's gonna give you something. Um, so I like to go behind the pillar that's like one uh east of that bush and statue. And I went to to do that in my first game yesterday, and it literally like bounced me out. Like it was like threw me back like quite a ways. Uh, so that was not great. I had to find a new spot in a hurry. Um, Thankfully I did find one, and I lasted quite a while. And I had a really good swap situation when I did get found, so I survived until the second time I was found. Let's see here. Val, I think she did ritual sites last week. Pretty sure she was the one. Somebody did. Ard did delves. I did Nullius. So I got my mount from that. I'm still gathering up undercoin to get the 10,000 undercoin mount because I got the pet first because I'm me. So yeah, mounts next. Also, I got a book from the library. It was called Seek the Traitor's Son. It's by Veronica Roth, who wrote the Divergent series. If you only ever watch the movies, go read the books because actually the books are better. Uh, but that was YA, right? This is an adult novel and it's part of a duology. So there's going to be a second book coming out. I think she said next year, because this was a thing she's been working on, apparently, and thought it was just like a fun side project. And then was telling her friend about it, and her friend was like, no, you can totally publish that. So it sounds like it might already be written, and they just split it into two books because it was too big for one. So uh, it is so it was labeled romantasy. It is not romantasy. There is a romance plot in there. But the fantasy part of it is very much not present. It is sci-fi. There are aliens. So, and like spaceships and space stations. So like do not let the tags fool you. If you're looking for dragons and magic, this is not the book for you. But if you're cool with aliens and spaceships, go for it. It's a good one. And the like romance is actually believable. I feel like sometimes with the things that are romantasy, like the relationship forms so fast. What the shit? Is the vault broken? Hmm. Hmm. I could have sworn I had at least one person that got a really high level on their vault. All right, last one. I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything with Saywin last week other than some. Oh yeah, girl, it's like it's really good. It's really good. Um, the so I really like oh my god, I can't even remember her name. Blanking. Uh, Dot org because I bought physical copies of this book because it was so pretty. Like it's one of them with the sprayed edges. It's so nice. Uh, my orders. Here we go. It is called. That's what I'm looking for because I couldn't like I have Veronica Roth on the brain now and can't think of the actual book I'm trying to think of. Uh, it is Rachel Housel Hall. So she usually writes mystery novels. And then she was like, I'm going to release a romantasy. And I was like, you are? Okay, I'm in. Uh, so the first book is called The Cruel Dawn, I think was the first one. I think. Or was it the last one? Anyhow, it's a 2-book set. I can probably tell you. That one's 2024, which means this one was probably the 2025. Yeah. Yeah, so the last one is the first book. The like the romance seems to come out of nowhere until you like get backstory and then you're like, oh. But like it was a little jarring like how quickly they were sticking their tongues in each other's mouths. Like I was like, you don't even know each other. What is happening right now? So yeah. It does get explained later. But I really highly recommend her mystery books. They are very good.
For Silvermoon.
I mean, I did a lot of house decorating last week. I'm sorry I did not stream on Wednesday and Thursday. My allergies were absolutely maniacal
All
last
that
week.
I worked for.
And I was talking to some friends, and they all said they are having the same thing. It's like you think you're good, and then, oh, look at that. I don't have any other vaults this week. Um, so yeah, I decorated and didn't really do a whole lot of content. I did all of the alts like 10 a week and their void assault stuff because I needed to get the achievement done to get the mount, which I got. Say goodbye to my Mar. All right. Okay, I need an opinion. So while I have while I have your attention, I am going to show you what I did here because I have two options for like the outside of the hull, and I think I'm leaning toward one, but I want a second opinion. See how it goes for how it strikes other folks. And also, so I had book club right before this, which was why I started a little bit later than usual. And we read The Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune Was very good. Enjoyed it. It's like a very like humorous kind of adventure romp kind of thing. Um, really like tender in places. So recommend that. And it was my turn, so we like take turns picking a book each time so that we each get an opportunity to choose what the group reads. So I brought a few choices from my Libby like wish list. And we chose I Think I'm in Love with an Alien by Anna Guire. So I'm very excited for this book. I love Anna Guire. Normally her stuff is like very grimdark, but this is like a rom-com kind of thing. So I also love Kimberly Lemming, who does the books like I Got Drunk and Accidentally Fell in Love with a Demon or whatever it was called, right? Um, so I am hoping this is that level of funny because those books I laugh my ass off. All right, hulls. So I got my first set of ribs in, and I started on the second set. You'll remember we did this hull last time with the platform. Oh, the Kimberly Lemming. It's like laugh out loud funny, that shit. It gets me every freaking time. So that is the what the platforms look like. So obviously they would move over closer to the ribs, but I wanted to put the ribs in first without having to negotiate space with the hull. The other option is this. And I'm gonna have to go from the other side because I didn't build the way up there. And don't fall in the hole I made. So I took two back-to-back tables to make like a hull with a jaggedier edge. The problem being, it obviously doesn't reach all the way back. So I'd have to figure out like how to narrow in this area. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet. Do we have a preference? So platforms, tables. While you're thinking, I did also change these. I realized when you step back, it's not as obvious that these don't exactly match. So I think it's fine. And I like it better than having the legs sticking up. The platforms. All right. That's easier to negotiate as you go back. So that's a good thing. I might still use something to jaggedify the edges. I just don't know what yet. So yeah, that was. I mean, I got all of the floor of a ship called deck. I got the deck in. And I started placing. I started placing the like broken bits and the like bobbled bits. So I'm gonna continue working through that. I was trying to figure out like how to kind of blend this like a little bit. I'm still thinking about that. I may just add more jagged edges to get it to blend. Oh, good lord. The brain. It just doesn't want a brain sometimes. All right. I need to know what is. All right. I'm at 2668 at 4340 over here. And I'm pretty sure I have like plenty of room space left. Oh yeah. I got plenty of room space. All right. So let's go over to the Alliance house. And I'll show you the work I did on the farmhouse. I pulled out a bunch of stuff from the backyard because I had some thoughts about changing that up a little bit. Also so that it looked more similar to the bay window view. Because I had used like colored rugs. You'll see I left some of them in there. And I think I want to change that up a bit. I might even change the tile of the like patio. I haven't decided on that yet. This loads in so funny. Yes, we read Jesse Mahalik. Oh God, I don't know. It was when Penny was still in the group before she moved to Washington. Um, I can tell you which one it was. Hunt the Stars was what we read. That one, to me, read a little more YA. Thank you. Yes, that's new. The chandelier. Um, so this is also all new. I started putting the built-ins in. So it's getting somewhere. So one of the problems is this. I may have to like put in some false walls back here. But I am liking how this is turning out so far. So I'm gonna continue down the path here and see what I can make happen. This little like living room area is new. I was like experimenting with like putting a table on top of baskets. And then I was like, wait, how big can the basket get? And so that basket can get quite large, and turned upside down, it looks like a freaking table. So that's our little living room area, and no grandma's house is complete without a rocking chair, in my humble opinion. Then we have, Bree has seen this, but this is our backyard perspective view. I made some little, I'm gonna hide stuff here. So I made a little planter. My grandma's always had plants in the window. Um, my grandma Carol Ann always had like inch plants. Those were her favorite. Um, but the philodendrons were also philodendrons and pothos were big in my family. Um, Succulents were not so much, like they weren't really a thing in the 70s and 80s, but I liked how this looked, so I went with that. And then, so the original idea here was to make like the little tray, right? That every grandma has, it's like a TV tray, and my grandmas would always have like a bowl full of potpourri on those. So I tried using the like cook pot. This bowl, like nothing was really working for me. And this kind of gave the vibe. So I went with the arc fruit. Again, in our family, this would have been like a family portrait here. But the actual family portrait is in use, and I did not want to buy another one. So it's Dalaran. And then like every good grandma, all of my grandmas had like figurines, whether it was like Hummel figurines or angels, or some of them had like little puppy dogs and different things. My one aunt has like all the like Christmas city things, right? Like a thing. So yeah, I added that. trophy as like one of those figurines. One of my grandmas, she loved having sun catchers in her windows, so I added the chimes and the opal as like sun catchers there. I will say, I would really love to have some beams that are not so frickin' chunky, because I have to size them down to get like the proportion I want. And then you have these like joins like everywhere. I don't like it. So I wish we had something that worked a little better for that. Like I could have used another pillar, but that's budget expensive and they're also humongous. So, you know. This was the chandelier that I made. So this is why I had to tear down Harry Potter because I needed a fell steel chain for the sun catcher and for the chandelier. So I needed to claw those back. And then I tried to like make a matching dining set with the chairs and the table. And then used this rug for now. I think when 1207 releases, there's another stitched rug that actually would match this color scheme better. I could turn this over, but it is like a thick boy and you lose the ties. And like the knotted rugs were a thing for my family. They all had knotted rugs like that. I did a custom cabinet here with just some simple little jars. So this is where I pulled out all the grass. I had like a well in here, but since I added a well through the bay window, I was like, that's too many wells. So I'm gonna rethink. I might put the swing set out here. But I do want to do the lanai concept, like with the planters. I need to get more though, because what worked best, of course, were the Gilnean like trellises that have the planter on them. The planters in the Drenai one were the right shape, but like I couldn't get it to like sit in there in the right way. Sadly. So the other like the third option is to wait till 1207 because we get like the trough planters. And then I could use that. So we'll think about it. I also took the pillar out here because it's very chunky, number one, and it just felt like too chunky. So I need to figure out how I want to put the doors in, and that'll dictate like what kind of structure I need there. And then oh, Bree, you haven't seen the deck yet. All right, so I did a bunch of work upstairs. The bad part of not being able to see yourself. So I made some shutters. So I have open shutters now on the window that like looks out into the backyard, right? So you're seeing the top of the vegetation where we saw the trunk downstairs. Yeah, I think it turned out really nice. I quite like it. And then I added stained glass so this is the Naru stained glass. Behind it is the Suramar window, like directly behind it. Because if you push that Suramar window too far back, you start getting like the shadow. And so if you just get them as close as you can, you'll get a nice clean look. So there's the other one. I wanted the same across both sides, and then that's mirrored like by this one above the built-in. Now, so I added these two because like in our house they would have been like quilts, right, on display, and that was as close as I could get to that, and it felt like the right thing. Like vibe. It was the right vibe. Trug already got his naked Nomi booty all over this furniture. But yeah, we finished that up. I added the medallion here. I don't know if you saw that, Bree. And then up here, I was like, can I make like a circular skylight? So I tried some things. Right now I have the containment cell in there because I was like, maybe? So I have to think about how I want to do that still. But that is the idea, is that I want to do some kind of like big ass skylight up there. All right, this window looks out on the patio. So you can see our little patio umbrella, our little deck, the there's little stairs that go down here, even though you can't really see them from this angle. Let me do this so you can. If I was taller, you would be able to see more of this. So I have like a full ass deck and stairs down there. There's the little string lights back there. There's the tea time, little table and some mismatched chairs. The little planter full of tulips. So yeah, that's my little deck. So I figure like if you're at the front of the house, right, there's a little stairs that come down here, and then you can climb up and have a little picnic on the patio. I have to decide what I'm going to do about this. I kind of want to do it like Widow Walk style, where there's like, again, another, like in our family, it would have been like a wrought iron type of fence, right? With like friggin' AstroTurf. But I have to figure out how people would get up there. And I haven't figured that out yet, if I want to do it Widow Walk style. So, I'm still thinking about that one. So yeah, that's everything I got done in the farmhouse this weekend. Like I said, I did a lot of decorating this week. I also finished off the roof. If you hadn't seen the ceiling, that is, you hadn't seen that. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So the prompt for Architects of Azeroth is, let me read this. So it's for their 1-year Discord anniversary, basically. It's called Architects of Azeroth, a Year in Bloom competition. So they are looking for, the theme is the Sun-Drenched Reading Nook. We are not looking for a massive estate. We want to see one single room. Your goal is to capture the essence of spring. Focus on comfort, lighting, and cozy vibes. Show us where your character goes to escape the world, get lost in a book, and dream of new beginnings. We only have until next Tuesday to finish this. So I truly needed to like keep it small. And so I've been like struggling with like, what do I want to do with this? Like technically I could like repurpose some of this, right, into like a reading nook, but I was like, I really want like something particular. So I was, why even was I thinking about it? This is a good question. I can't remember why it came to me, but I was like, I have that one inspo picture that I have not used yet. So let me pop back over here. I have this. And I started to build it on the PTR. and got quite a bit of the like architectural pieces to work like in a single pane. um, so I think it's possible, and I think it will be in some ways much easier to do on prod than on PTR because I have my full set of decor available. I have full budget. Like it's just all in all, I think going to be easier. But the other part of this is the uh like the hardest thing on PTR is I didn't have access to my crafters, and so getting crafted pieces was not a thing. Um, so I need some sunlight, obviously, but also these like shades here, curtains. I was like, how the F am I gonna do this? And then I remembered that I got the shop decor pack, which has, if you will remember with me, like I was flipping through WowDB like it was my job. I was like, I bet I could make this into like those shades. I don't know if it's exactly the right shape, but they did give us 2 of them in the pack. And between the 2, I think I can make it work. So, we're going to put the farmhouse away for a little bit. And we're going to go do a thing. Where am I at here? Oh, right. I am better off in the other house. So, let's go over there. And that actually gives me an opportunity because I've got like that little kind of studio room where I was doing the videos, and I don't need that right at the moment. And I was like, I still need to connect to where the Tortolin bar is. So I think I'm gonna rearrange some things. So on PTR, I think it was a medium-sized octagon because I wasn't sure how much room I was going to need. But I think this is going to be easier to build in an octagon just because of the shape of the walls. So when I put content like behind those windows, like it's just naturally shaped the right way. Um, but I don't need a medium. It was too big. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go out here. All the way. Oh, I wonder if I will even be able to do this. Hang on. I might not be able to because I just realized those are all connected. Yeah. Because I like have a lot of rooms in here. Not that it really matters. It's just a pain in the ass when you gotta run through all the rooms to get to the build back here. And I can't move them either. I didn't think through this, which makes sense because it's for my experimental builds. All right. So I think I'm stuck, which means I think I'll probably put it down here. A small octagon is exactly what I need, and it fits. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, down we go. All right, this has a very like old English kind of vibe to it to me. So I'm gonna go with the. So I thought about this actually on PTR. I was like, do I want to do the folk colors? And I think I do because like it's all very like I definitely don't want blood elf, right? But it is very like polished, milled, like beautifully hand carved kind of pieces. So I think it's either Belemeth or folk. And to me, folk made more sense because if I needed a doorway, it would make more sense. I don't think I will need a doorway because I figured out how to make the curved thingy. So, uh, floor. So I did flagstone in my original build, and the I think it's not going to matter because I think what I'm actually going to use for the floor is the like circular elven table. This guy, right? Because it has like a pattern to the floor, almost like a parquet. But it is like, yeah, it's got that lip on it. That's annoying. I'm pretty sure the bottom is, yeah, no. That 200. Now let me block this so I know whether that's going to be right or not. All right, I did generic so I could have lots of room, and I did a vaulted ceiling for the same reason. All right, the shape of this room also makes it easier for me to block, because it took me a hot minute to figure out like what angles I needed to do for this. The question is, do I have enough wall? No, I absolutely do not. So on PTR, I ran into this there as well, where I didn't have enough of the big walls, so I used little walls. I also don't have enough little walls, but it's a place to start. There we go. I think that was the angle I took there. So I'm gonna need more walls. Let me check. Let me check my settings. I am seeing that my audio is good. Like the levels are going. I don't see any drops. Let me know if it's getting annoying, and I will see what I can do. Maybe I can disconnect and reconnect. I don't know. Oh, got you. All right, all right. I'm gonna go get more walls. I gotta fly all the way out to the smugglers in this neighborhood. Also, I think I'm in the wrong profile. Still no? What about now? It goes in and out. Is the game music going in and out? Okay. So it was probably just my mic being. I think I gotta get a new headset, man. Because this seems to be an ongoing issue. Or I can like. So I actually got paid by Twitch. And it was enough to buy like half a mic. So maybe I'll take a look at mics this weekend and see what I can find. And get me one of the nicer ones, like an actual mic instead of a headset mic. Yeah, for sure. Um, that's the interior. Where's the narrow? There we go. I need like, wait. Yeah, I think 4 more will do. And then we need the regular ones. I have 1, so I'm gonna add 4 of those as well. I don't know if I'll need them. Probably not, but just in case. Pillars, right. How many? Right, I've got 4, so I'm good there. Wait, is that the, hang on, wait, maybe I'm not. That's the, we mean preview unavailable. I was doing that on PTR too, and I was like, what the shit? And the one I wanted to look at was actually the big, the one without the like caps on it, which I think is called a sturdy something or another. Yeah, that guy, and I have none. All right, give me 4 of those. Okay. Swear to God, he's driving. All I can hear is crinkle, 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 crinkle of a chip bag. All right. I may have to come back here and get plants. We'll see. I don't think we're going to get to the plant stage. Oh, do I have enough curved tables? That's the other question. I did have to go buy some of those. I have 8. 1, 2. Oh, no, I need more than that. I need 12, so I need 4 more. Where am I? Where's down? Aimlessly flying while I do maths. One of these dudes has them.
What is your pleasure?
Oh, right, and I need to see how many. Oh, I got all the Zillow rugs back from Harry Potter, so I should be good on Zillow rugs. Did I miss it? I haven't. It must be the other guy. This is a very cool undead guy who's always leaning with his motorcycle jacket. Elegant curved table. Here we go. All right, 4 more of those. I did not load any add-ons on PTR, and one that I miss the absolute most, buy them all. It is unruly without it, to be honest. Also, I'm going to turn on my housing profile because I'm pretty sure I was not in that one. All right. Back to the house. Also, I saw today in the Discords that, like, so in 1207, right, one of the things they're working on is outdoor lighting. So they're changing particle effects on a lot of items to allow for more density of light without more, like, actual light. And apparently some of those changes are making it to prod now. Currently PTR is down because there's a new build being deployed. So I don't know. I don't have a ton of information yet. But my understanding is some of the lights that had a pretty significant glow previously. I know this is the one most folks were. Oh, yeah, that has significantly less glow than it used to. It still pulses, but the actual like particle density is quite significantly less. Like this used to get like bright up against a wall like this. So may start seeing some changes to how lighting is working here. Okay, back to walls. Now I have to remember how I structure these because it was kind of wild how you had to do this to get everything to the right. Oh, you know what I don't have on prod that I have on PTR? So, I mean, it's not a big deal. What I used for the bench were the like unpainted crates. Boo. Don't have those now. I was also going to use the padded benches for the seat. All right, is that? Hang on, I know a way to check. Because I did this a bunch. So it was this, and then it was 1, 2, wait, 3. Yep, that's the right angle. At least on those 3 in the back. And then, oh shit, I didn't check my bookcases. I have enough secretive. Like, secretive is fine for this. I did like a mix of secretive and sturdy on PTR so that I could have some empty ones to fill with like plants. 6 is not enough for what I have planned here, but I think what I am trying to figure out is, did I have another set of walls or was this correct? If I had, hang on, I'm going back. I feel like it's like not quite sharp enough at the angle. I think that. Oh, I see. Okay. So I think I know what's happening here. So I think what I have to do, because I think there's actually, in fact, I know there's like a half wall happening here. I didn't catch this on PTR, so I'm actually glad I'm being forced to redo this. I mean, it doesn't, this is not the end of the world if I didn't catch this, but that banquette, right, is partially obscured. All right, I'm going to do some blocking. So we're going to look at crates. And the reason I'm using crates is because they look very much like crates. Ooh, yeah, go get dinner, girl. There is a little, oh, there's a little fence because this banquet is probably blocking the vent that's behind it, and so they made little vents in the bottom of the banquet. That's funny. All right. Like I could do these. Those are not dyeable. These are dyeable. And I did them at like 120. Yeah, I think they would need to be at 120. So there is a little bit of detailing. This looks a little too rustic, I think. So I'm leaning toward this one. I think like, you know what? These might only be like, hang on. I feel like these might only be like 50 resources from Dragonflight. If they are, I might just go get these because these are real pretty. What's that thing called? A reliquary crate? Very. 100 Dragonale supplies. I can do that. I can do that. These are quite a bit smaller, obviously, so they would need to be made quite a bit bigger for our needs. I think that's what I want. So the whole reason I did that was so I could pull this over here, right? I want the fancy part facing in, and I want to align that so I can see how much is visible with this wall here. And I think that's probably the correct depth. So that being the correct depth, I'm going to go ahead and move these bad boys up here. The other thing I learned on the PTR was to so all of these bookcases on PTR were like at an angle. So yeah, one of the aims doing it on prod is to not have it be at an angle like that. I'm gonna pull them out so that the wall doesn't clip into them. They do need to be rotated to match the wall. Well, do they? Do they? All right, first of all, it doesn't go all the way over. All right. I think that is correct. All right. That comes out. I have a 2, a 3. I will definitely need more. And we put them at 180. Okay. So there's like one in the center here. And then these come at an angle. This is where we could get in trouble. Ooh. There. I just want that to be nice and smooth. The nice part here is like, because of the banding, it already looks like it has those vents. So we might not even need to add vents. Let's see. But I probably need 3 per, so that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I need 15 total. I have 3, so I need 12 more. I have somebody in Dragonflight. Who is it? I think I left them in Valdrakken. Let's find out. Aha! It's Katamala. Let's see how many resources we have. Do we have 1,200 resources? Hope we do. These are thankfully transferable without any penalty. And I'm pretty sure I have not transferred like all of the resources to her. Maybe I have. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Anybody doing anything fun for the US holiday this coming weekend? I'm getting my nails done and my hair cut. Um, I really liked this nail polish. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This isn't the guy that sells the reliquary crate, right? It's out in pretty sure it's out in Waking Shore. Vendors, Dragonflight. What's that? Cataloger Jakes. Yep, she's the one that has them. Alright, what do we have for Dragonflight? Oh yeah, we're very good. Oh yeah, and I have not transferred everything. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Let's actually go back there. We're gonna right click on Cataloger Jakes. That sets a TomTom coordinate. And then we will use that to fly directly to her. All right. Away we go. The 12 reliquary crates. I'm very excited actually to see how the Zillow rugs work for this. The curved tables worked surprisingly well. Like, they're a little bit of a pain in the ass to like get lined up, but once you do, ooh, they look very, very nice. I may also need to make more fucking pitchforks.
What can I do for you?
Girl can never have too many pitchforks. Alright, I need rails. I came to get more reliquary crates. That's what we're going to use for the bottom of the banquette. So yeah, that's basically what you missed. I did figure out where the half wall should go, and then moved the bookshelves over it. I needed so many more of these. I don't want to look at my storage, Bree. Don't make me. It will be scary, and I don't want to think about it. My God, it's already 7:45. Yes, it is like asking a woman her age. Ain't nobody's business but hers for anybody out there that doesn't know. Right, back here. I'm pretty sure the farmhouse used all of the pitchforks I had. We got some kind of bird flying around out in our neighborhood here. Keeps floating past. It's dusk, so we have a night jar that sometimes hangs out in our neighborhood. And they kind of look like bats when they're flying around. I'm trying to figure out where it went. I think it's in the tree across the street. It is. Should go get my binoculars and find out what it is. It's not the nightjar. The tail is wrong. Maybe could be a blue jay. It's kind of hard to tell. It's like half in the foliage. This is how you know you're getting old, people, when you got to figure out what that bird is. All right, so this is where we're at. Our banquet will be made of reliquary crates. What I did on PTR was once I got these blocked, I brought them down to about the height I want the seat back at. So glad you can sync walls again, like Jiminy Cricket. That was crazy making when you couldn't. There we go. This one was much closer to being where it needed to be. I don't know why that one was so far off. All right, now my wall needs to come in a little bit again. All right, so now we add our crates in. And I'm adding the crates first because I will need to stand on them to make the windows. That was how I accomplished it on PTR. So that needs to turn over. There we go. This is a pretty like deep U that these come into. Was trying to decide about that hole there. It's going to be covered by the plush like seat cushions that we're going to put on top of the banquette, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. We'll see. Is that the right? Yeah, I think that's the right angle. And this is the other problem with working in this space is like trying to see stuff in this tiny space can be a little difficult. All right, there's still something weird here, right? I think I do need to shift this a wee bit. There. Yeah. I hope I got enough crates. I think I did. Needs to come around a wee bit more. Why? Why does that? Come on, Wall, do your job. Just making sure all my curly cues are going in the right direction there. It would suck if you had one of those out of place. Oi. Why is this one refusing to do what the others did just fine? Yeah, nope. It's definitely going the right direction. I didn't want to be at the exact right angle. Fine. Just be that way. Oh, this looks very cute. Oh, this looks so cute. Okay. This probably looks like someplace I would spend a lot of time. Trying to get parity on both sides of this thing. It's gonna be a trip. I think it was actually easier having this as the anchor to work toward than having nothing out on the edge here. Thought I heard a cat squeaking. No, I'm definitely hearing a cat. There you are. What are you doing? Yeah. We have a visitor. We're being blessed. Yes, ma'am. She wants to leach heat. Girl, just lay down. We had the HVAC guy in yesterday, and everybody's traumatized because there was a person who was not one of their people in this house. It's U-shaped. I love it. Yeah. Okay. So, this is On PTR, I swear that the room was a lot darker to work in. Because I had like multiple chandeliers to do this work because it was so hard to see. There's definitely something weird going on with the light on PTR. I need to file a report about that, I think. Okay. We're done with Kitty Visitor. She was not getting the attention she wanted, so she's out. Okay. Okay. How did I... Let me think about this. Oh, right. That's what I did. Okay, so I did a thing. Oh, gnome interloper indeed, Trugwa. You have missed the whole backstory of this build, good sir. Ooh, chicken soft tacos. That sounds wonderful, actually. Why don't you bring me some of those? We had a neighbor grilling hamburgers over the weekend, and it just about did me in. I was like, damn, that smells really good. But also, that's just a thing, I think, right? Like, if somebody else is making food, it always smells good. But then the thought of actually making that food yourself sounds like a giant pain in the ass. Yeah, so the free labor is the extra seasoning. True story. So when I did this on PTR, I had these at full size, and they were chunky boys. So I did learn you gotta size them down here. What? Who broke into your house? Was it your little dog? That is a very unusual thing for burglars to do. Do you call people who break and enter burglars? Or are they called something else? That's why I feel like I should doubt this story, Trugwa. They misplaced buried cargo. Is this the plot to a movie? Have you started a new career as a movie writer and just didn't tell us? Okay, burglar is what you call people who break into houses. Good to know. So the burglar left treasure behind. Just for you. Is what you're telling me. Oh, the burglar becomes the buried cargo. Wow, man, that got dark fast. Yeah, fair. Definitely dig before dark so you can tell when other people are coming. I'm thinking. I think I used a beam at the top. Yeah, I did. Okay, I did. I remember this now. I used a full-size beam. Because then there are these tiny little struts. Trug, when you say you need to make sauce for this, do you mean the tacos or the cargo? Fifty-fifty. Fair. And this is why you need the crates. I'm still not close enough to be able to see this well, but if I wasn't, like I could go up one more. Slightly better. But the problem with that is you're so close that you like actually can't see the struts. Yeah, that's right. So Trug, the reason I know what I'm doing here is because I did this on PTR. And then forgot that importing my account data so I could get my crafters on PTR would erase everything I did in the house. Whee! This is actually the exact same problem I had on the PTR. Trying to get these two things at the same depth. I think that's right. One way to find out, Ard. Fucking measure it. So this is the other problem I ran into on PTR. Is trying to get these two sides lined up. They look lined up, but look at when I put the guide in. Not lined up. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna go right in front of that side. And then I'm gonna go right behind it. I think that was right, actually. Then I'm gonna pull these forward so they are at the same depth so that when I put the curved tables in, it actually makes sense. Because trying to align curved tables to beams that are not aligned is not a great look. It's really hard to do, actually. All right, and then this has to come forward because these have to be forward because when I put the rugs in, if they aren't at the same depth, you'll get uneven coverage with the rugs. So, all right, that is our base. And now we need the curve tables. And this, I can tell you from experience, is a giant pain in the ass, but it looks so good when it gets done. All right. Start with your center one, right? Line up center to center here. Make it little. 40% was what I ended up using. That seemed to work pretty well. Turn it. Ah, see, it did the thing. God damn, I hate when it does that. Reset. Do it without the shift. Oh, there we go. All right, 270. Thank you, Bree. I was just about to do that. All right. Now, this I had to like fiddle with actually quite a bit, like where this curve should be, because there is like a bit above it that is like filled in, right? But the other problem here, and I think actually these might be slightly narrower. I might need to go down to 30%. So I'm gonna kind of use this theme to guide this for now. We'll see if that still works once we start putting some stuff in. All right, no shift. We're gonna go to 270. All right, and then we're going, I have no idea. All right, I'm gonna use shift for this. That far? Like it was kind of a like toss up whether it was like what the angle was to make this work right. I think I ended up having to adjust it manually anyhow, but that was also probably because my freaking beams weren't aligned. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. Look at how good this looks. Look at it. I love this shit. I did this earlier and I was like, that's at, it says it's at 180. I don't think that's right. To turn the dark side out, the bottom out, it's to 270. Right, so then the bottom side's facing you. And then this goes the opposite way, but 180 is the 180, so like, oh yeah, see, it's like, I don't know angles. Like, there's nothing after 359, it's just all 0. Yeah, it's 30%. So we're gonna turn this again. The 90. Oh, why can't you make it easier to go by ones? And then this to the 270. And then I'm going to use the shift. Because that's the only way for me. And basically I'm looking for that bottom piece to be vertical. That's what I'm trying to get to. Now, these are at, thankfully, the right depth. The other thing we will need to check on is that they're at the right width, which you don't really know until you put the tables in place. Because we're looking for the same amount of space between this little tab and the beam. And by God, I think I got it right. That is unreal, actually. I had to fiddle with that a lot on PTR. Look at me learning stuff. Yep. Pull that up just slightly. So there is, fascinatingly enough with this, the same kind of like notchy kind of deal in these windows. So this was like the perfect weird thing that just happened to work for this build. Okay, so then the deal becomes they're in place now, right? Like They're the right depth. They are maybe at the right height. How to figure out if they're at the right height? You need some beam. One beam, actually. That's 60%. And then we're going to slide that back. And slide it up. I'm going to use this seam here as our guiding line this time around. And now we need pitchforks. Oh, look, I have pitchforks left. Oh, right, I got them back from Harry Potter. Right. Okay. Excellent. We're going to need way more than 8, probably. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, we're going to need more than 8. But, c'est la vie. All right, so this is at 90. We're going to take it to 200%. This depth is going to determine the height of our window because we need to be able to hide the pitchfork. And I actually have there we go. I can see it now. I was like, I don't know where it started or what I need it to be at. So there's the silver. Okay. So this can actually move up. Goodness. All right. To there. Is that centered? I feel like this is a little off center. No, that is exactly on center actually. Which means this is the off center bit. Yeah. That definitely looks off center from there. Why? All right. I'm trusting my eyeballs. I say that is center. Okay. Which means I think these can actually go slightly higher because there is like a little framing around this, which on PTR I used 20% beams for, so that they matched like the framing of the struts up here. Those are 20% beams. So I'm finding the right depth for these. Kind of a pain in the ass. Because we don't want it to, like, we still want that notch to look like a notch. There needs to be some separation. Can't be too deep. A head's? No, it is not a guillotine, Trugwa. No, it is a window, sir. The fact that I can speak Trugwa to know what you meant when you said that is disturbing. All right, so now I have to line this up with the other one. And then boop it in over here. Think. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. I think we definitely want these higher. And I say that because of the pitchforks, because there's also cross beams here. So I'm gonna move these up a wee bit. Enough that I can still move this beam up without it disconnecting down here, right? So connect it there. It connects both sides. So yeah, that's good. Good, good, good. All right, bring this up. And then this. Feels like it. Feels slightly thicker. Whoop, too much. Trying to figure out if these are, there we go. I wanted them behind the table so that the table is layered on top. That is the wrong beam. Okay, I think we're good. Uh-huh, uh-huh. All right. Yes, but am I learning the right things, Trug? That is the question. Let's grab another pitchfork. All right. So in order to get enough presence from these, they have to be at 200%. Which is good and bad. In the case of being able to make this down here, it's good. In the case of up here, as you can see, we're going to have pitchfork sticking out the side of this bad boy, which is going to be okay because we're going to have more beams over here, and we're not going to pull this too far forward, right? So that it can hide behind that beam when it's in, so that you won't see it from the other window. I don't want the silver showing, so I'm pulling it across. And there is some, actually, it needs to come down a bit. Ugh. There we go. More like that. So the crossbeam is basically directly above the notch. So right there. All right, I'm gonna grab the privacy screen because I couldn't. Trugwa, why? Why am I waiting? Yes. Because I respect my friends when they say wait, even though I know it's probably just Trug being Trug. So that answers one question. We're definitely going to need more than one screen, but I think 2 screens might be okay. So if I bring this across, does that work? Good question, Ard. It needs to be brought around more because half of it's behind the beam, half of it's in front of the beam. Oh, did we do it? Oh, we're so close. Look at this right here. This is in the way. I can move that back. Well, I mean, paladins are paladins. You can't blame them for being paladins. Hmm. Hmm. So the transparency is correct. It is on point. And look at that. My eyeballs lied to me because that is definitely off center. All right. The question now becomes, does this make sense in this space? I'm feeling like maybe no. What if I... Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I think this might actually work better. Because then I can, which means I might need another privacy screen. Ugh, also I just, ugh. All right, I have some choices to make here, dudes. So the rules, strictly enforced. To keep the playing field level and the judging process smooth, please follow these guidelines. Space limit, 1 room only. We're good there. Submission format, 1 blueprint, 1 to 3 screenshots. No videos. No more than 3 screenshots. Store-bought items and kit bashes are allowed. However, they won't weigh heavily in the scoring. We are looking for custom imagination and unique creations over pre-made finished kits. Tregua, I don't think there is anything that is helped by having naked dancing gnomes. At least in my life. I mean, this gives the transparency effect that I wanted. The other option, the other thing I was considering doing, let me show you this again. Is to use some of the drapes, I don't even know if I have any available. I think I might have used them all. Yeah, all right. For illustrative purposes, but not what we would actually use. Right, is to use like preferably the blue drapes, I think. Pretend you don't see those. I suppose I could make it smaller. I mean, yeah, these are just too raggedy looking to use, but that also gives a transparency effect and is not a store item. So steal from the Tortolans. Oh, right. Teeny. So there's the purple, right? There's transparency to that. This feels like it's probably more like the elegant solution. Or we could do both, potentially. We could have a drape in front of one and the privacy screens in front of the other two windows. I have... Oh, no. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay. The color I'm planning to use in here is actually the Storm Steel, Kultiran Steel. Storm Steel? No, it was the Kultiran Steel. Rather than like the brighter blue, because it's kind of like that spring stormy kind of look to it. Did that shift? Hmm. I don't know, fam. This may be like a game time decision. Yeah, me either. I got Katie's back. What are those called? Ah, those are actually called curtains. I don't think we're too old for using that the fam nomenclature. But yeah, you're probably right that the whippersnappers are probably the rightful owners of that. Yeah, I like this better. Of course I do, because these are a real bitch to make. Although it shouldn't be as bad now as it was when I first made them. Because mats, like I have actually the mats and wouldn't have to wait. Oh yeah, actually. I'm looking at the overlap here, trying to decide what width these should be. The question becomes, can I move them in such a way that it doesn't look like the beam is sticking out of them and not incur the wrath of the beam up top? Yep, there's the beam up top, showing its true colors. Well, I think that might be our winner. All right, good to know, good to know. Okay. Yeah, I fell in love with this when I started working on it. I was like, holy shnikes, this is gonna look fucking fab. It's for a competition build, Trug. The No, it is not a guillotine. Sure. I obviously need to recolor my bookcases also, but yeah. And I'm going to put the 3 curved windows in, and then we'll work on the curve here, which is going to require also, I think, some custom column work, which I'm thinking maybe helped with some of the scroll work from the elven stuff. So like it might be elegant. I'm specifically thinking of is it the weapon rack? I think it's the weapon rack. Oh no, it's a bookcase. Okay. So if you turn this away, and you make it wait, looks like it's not quite far enough. And then you make it smaller, like right about there. Mhm. Like, then when you look over here, see that scroll work at the top of the columns here? Very similar. I don't know what I'm going to do about the sticky outy parts yet. I was thinking I might just be able to like somehow like smush them all together. Uh, like not stack. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. Um, this also has the same scrolliness to it and might be a better option for like being able to hide stuff. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna try some things out, but that was the first thing that came to mind for me. It's the Elven bookcase. So blue, the weapon rack has like a base on it, but the bookcase just has like the shelves. And I was like, could I do something like this? What size was that? 40. Ugh. Just like 1 degree off. Like, can I mush them together in such a way that I cover some of that and get more of the scroll work? Maybe, maybe not. Completely the wrong way, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. So if you think of scrolly things that are standalone, because the only ones I could think of were the ones that were part of these pieces, right? Like there are different kinds of scrolly things roundabout, but I needed something that would allow us to like use the width of the space. Like in fact that could probably even be 50% and be okay. And remember, 3 screenshots, forced perspective. Like hang on. I'm gonna try a thing just to try it and see what it looks like. And 70. I say. Oh, good call, Bree. I do need to hydrate. I was listening to Artemir's today, and he was so excited because they were taking the week off of raids this week. He's like, I'm exhausted. I'm trying to do too much. And he mentioned that he had just done the video that you sent me, Bree. I think that'll work. I kind of wish I could get it out farther this way. I wonder if I can tilt it more to hide. I can. Fucking A. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oops, I went all the way out. I don't know why I'm moving that out. I should move this in. There. Well. So this is the other thing that bugs the shit out of me with beams. They have a dark side and a light side now. Like I don't remember that happening before. But I noticed it in the farmhouse that it was being fucking weird. Yeah, I think we're getting somewhere. Yeah, it's really annoying. Like, you can super tell in some cases when it's on the wrong orientation. We may need to widen this a little bit, or probably just make these smaller in order to fit the curve here, but yeah. I think that's gonna be what we use for that. All right, it's 8:45. So I think that is where we will call it for tonight. Because this is due sooner than the Wowkia build, I'm going to focus on this build for now. And then we'll get the screenshots and the blueprint turned in for this one, and then we can finish up the Wowkia build. So thank you all for following along with the experiment here. We will do so much more on this tomorrow. We need lots more light. We need lots more plants. I gotta figure out how to make these bookshelf walls work. So plenty to do. And if anything interesting happens on the PTR, because it's been down for like hours now, then we may pop over there if there's like new stuff to check out. But also, like, this lighting situation needs to be explained, Lucy, because there's so much more light to build in on prod than PTR. It's kind of crazy. So I will see you all tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and I will talk to guildies in Discord. Thank you. Good night.